Zim will probably bounce back. Dude's too good to kind of let that just hold him down.
Round Robin is doing his thing, but like I'm just saying, like I can understand what he's thinking, especially with the one to come off aggressive. But like he died to that twice. Yeah. Once as Meta Knight when he tried to contest an X Smash and he ate like the dog crap from the park that Terry stepped in 2 weeks ago on the bottom of his shoe.
And that just speaks to Merc, being aware, being on top of his stuff, good stuff to Merc.
Great edge guard.
I'm very intrigued to see how he'll do today because even though he just won an Arcadian as an unranked player, I feel like he could maybe make some upsets. So I'll be keeping an eye on what he's doing today.
I'm going to be saying in this way, though, in a lot of these situations, like it's ladders and floors. You know, you can be at the you can be at the top of ladder 1, and that's a whole bunch of people are under you. But once you make it to floor 2, you're at the bottom.
Right back at the bottom.
You're back at the bottom of the ladder. So like, and that's not saying anything about his skill, but that is something to say that winning something as an Arcadian that has no honorable mention or PR players, there is so like he's the room to make an upset, but he's really gonna have to claw at it.
But right now we've got Zamboni, Resident Wolf main number 2, not necessarily in terms of ranking, just he originally played Peach and Daisy, decided to pick up Wolf because he thought it was really fun. He's gotten really, really solid with the character, I think. Really good player for the area. Also super young. Shout out to Zamboni. Then we have,
how old is he?
He's like 15, 12. I just call him 12. I don't know.
I can understand that.
So
piss him off a little bit.
But then we also have BaoBao here from Virginia Tech, rolling with the Blacksburg group. Don't really know too much about him, unfortunately. I'm sorry. If you watch this VOD, I apologize. I have not interacted with you pretty much.
It's nothing personal. I know nothing about any of these players, and I live in Lynchburg.
But I do know he plays Wii Fit.
Yes.
Saw him play Wii Fit earlier.
Yes.
Wii Fit's a very low-key kind of crack character. Everyone kind of looks at Wii Fit and they're just like, nobody wants to play with the yoga person. I mean, who cares about that?
Hey, I'm just trying to say yoga is some pretty intense stuff. I used to do yoga in college. I had a yoga class after I'd lift. Ooh, I'd rather lift weights than do yoga. That stuff is.
And while we've been kind of touching on everything, this has been like just a massive scramble. This entire game, like one person will kind of hit like 3 straight hits, the other person will come back with like 4.
Neck and neck.
And so that situation with the deep breathing back here, that was literally just like the culmination, just an entire stock of maybe them trying to feel each other out and neutral a little bit.
It's the first match in the entire set, and I don't believe that these people have played each other.
I'm pretty sure this is
and as you also said, not that many people play Wii Fit. You know what I mean? So like, this is an entirely new circus. Entirely. It might be the same rodeo, but it's an entirely new bull.
And that back throw's going to do it.
Absolutely.
And, personally speaking from experience in this matchup, as Wolf made myself, it's one of those interesting ones where it's just like, okay, if you can kind of get your Wolf ideology going, get the train rolling a little bit. Like, it's not that bad.
But if
Wii Fit kind of just hangs out in their little area, they get on the ledge, they kind of play keep away, get the deep breathings off. It can be kind of rough. So, you just gotta be on top of maybe some personal things and kind of pick up on. I mean, nobody plays exactly the same.
No, absolutely.
So, I think that's what it's going to come down to really in the long run. I'm not really sure if BaoBao's ranked in any capacity, Blacksburg, but Noah's like on the bottom end of the PR. Yes, it is me. I don't know who's asking, but hi. I can't tell what your name is.
Is that Jaquan? There's Jaquan!
Yo, that's Tanner, why didn't you come? But I'll ask you that later. Anyway, unfortunate SD from Zamboni.
Zamboni has a lot of...
He said this game sucks. I agree.
Why do people have that sentiment? I appreciate this game.
We'll have to talk about that later.
I appreciate this game. But I appreciate this game.
And Noah right there with the Zamboni, but Zamboni right there with the unfortunate SD. Kind of had a bad streak of that recently. A big tournament in North Carolina could have made that pools. Kind of had some misfortunate happenings occur. Stuff like that. It kind of gets in the way. Might get in his head a little bit being a younger player, but I mean, it looks like it's not affecting him too bad right now.
I mean, hey, if you start while you're young, you get the mental resilience.
You build that like.
Much easier.
Those nerves, they go away over time so much better. Like if you start young.
Oh, absolutely.
Those young competitors, they have that edge on the old timers. I'll say.
So I'm gonna get a little scientific with this. That's off the basis of like neuroplasticity, the ability for your brain to create more newer, fresher, and stronger neurological pathways. That's the same way as that's how you learn a skill, because your brain creates more neurological pathways towards that same part of learning. It's the same way you build muscle and whatnot. So hey, we're keeping this PG, none of that language. But wow, you got
Hi Kyle, I appreciate you.
You got some.
They hate me.
You're a hateable person. I understand.
It is what it is. But this whole game is just kind of turned on its head. Oh,
Wow.
I picked the wrong time to speak.
So welcome to Commentator's Curse. We have a lot of people here, and a lot of people hate us.
Right. So like I said, kind of like the feel of Stock 1, it kind of just carried over for the rest of the game. Just felt like a really big scramble. I don't really think anybody really had a solid advantage for too long. Maybe more than like 5 or 6 seconds.
But like I think that's one of those. That's a testament to both the diversity in the match that we're seeing right now. Seeing where it's like Wolf is a very mainstream. Like I dare say Wolf's a very mainstream character.
Oh no, absolutely.
Wolf's a very mainstream character.
Super good, super easy.
Wonderful combos, and that's the thing. Like it can be easy, but like it does what it needs to do very well, very efficiently. So like,
Yeah.
But like it's the fact that like the Wii Fit has probably fought his fair share of Wolves.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
And at the same time,
I mean, there aren't that many Wii Fits just kind of hanging out and about for you to get that XP.
So it's a lot of those kind of different situations coming in together to make us have what seems to be a lot of spaghetti.
Stop that deep breathing immediately. This is an interesting stage pick, I think. Kind of PS2-esque. Not exactly. Not a carbon copy. I just if I'm Zamboni here, or rather, my questioning for Zamboni's thought process is kind of maybe more so what can he not do on this stage that
he can't do.
He kind of got away with on PS2. Like I don't know. It just seems really similar to me. It's not my choice to make, obviously. But
there could always be something that he understands that we don't.
You know, comfortability or something
comfortability,
like that,
like distancing of platforms to ground, stuff like that.
The
colors. It could go as little as this. Like I don't know.
He's a super. Zamboni's a super technical kid. You know, he learns a lot of tech. So maybe something like that's kind of lurking in the back of his head.
See, my one thing with tech though is that it can induce decision fatigue, especially in a high-paced game like this. So, like, when you have a bunch of tech, especially when you have a bunch of tech that can cover, like 3 different bits of tech can cover the same situation.
Speaking of tech, that's kind of like one of the techs I was talking about. He loves labbing those Wolf Flash confirms. He's just,
Wolf Flash is a beautiful attack. I'm sorry, but no matter what kind of Smash video I see, if I see a Wolf Flash combo, especially off stage, my goodness.
So that kind of, like I said, that constant state of who's got advantage, that kind of catapulted Zamboni to a little bit of a good little lead here. He's kind of snowballed it.
That was a beautiful attack cancel.
That was a perfect time for me to say snowball.
That was beautiful. He
got that string started, and he just knew.
He stands in the same. That's what I was saying. It may very well have been a form of a character matchup.
Finally drops that first stock, and you're gonna kind of.
It's a lot of work to do.
Just for BaoBao, I mean, you kind of have to anticipate. Okay, you kind of got steam wrecked a little bit there. I mean, if I'm being honest, for about a stock and a half, I mean, you're going to kind of have to do the same thing.
It's impressive. There's a lot to come back from. Not that much you can do in this situation, and there's also a lot of mental damage that's been applied.
Yeah, no, it's
a whole lot of mental damage.
A character like Wolf,
that's terrifying. That is terrifying. He is a full-on hunter in the night. And I mean, this man will do what he needs to do in order to take this stock, and that's a terrifying thing.
But another thing too, we were kind of touching on Zamboni being a bit of a younger player, kind of having that good time frame to develop the nerves. That's also another thing for him being a little bit younger. Not to detract from the competitive nature from all competitors. We all share the same hurdles.
Oh, of course.
He's kind of nerves get the best of him a little bit, kind of lose some situations you don't think he would just because he gets a little ahead of himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And right now in this situation, never mind. I was gonna say
you said that was tech that
I was gonna say maybe he kind of gets ahead of himself. That's not even a tech, dude. That I feel like that was more so a call out, either a call out or an accident. It was just like, hey, he might be breathing. I'm just gonna, throw it out. Throw out this kill move. Bro, the hitbox the size of Minnesota.
Knock. Are you asleep at the wheel, ma'am? Your car is upside down in the middle of the interstate.
And so that was, but. Jokes aside, whether it was a call out or maybe an misinput, it was probably on purpose knowing him. That was a really good call out right there, just saying like, hey, there's space in between us, but don't get too comfortable.
But as I'm saying, this is
and so no character switches, as we expected. Smashville.
Now this is enough of a difference to warrant a change.
Yeah, I definitely.
This is more than enough of a difference to warrant a change.
So Wolf's a character that doesn't really struggle anywhere, but a character like Wii Fit, maybe that static middle platform as opposed to like 2 side platforms that kind of benefits you a little bit, kind of lets you, set up some juggles, maybe kind of, Wii Fit can't really camp directly in the air. But if you were to kind of attempt to stall some landings, maybe he certainly has the tools with, the ball and everything.
Though if either one of them had a command grab or something, that could be understandable, like frame traps on the top ledge there or something like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, as you said, Wolf doesn't really seem to
Wolf has
struggle anywhere.
Ooh, see, stages like that.
I'm just saying, like,
I mean,
it takes a little bit of adjustment. All competitive fighting games are just matches of adaptation. Oh, that would have been bad. That would have been a shield break. That man.
Absolutely. If I'm not mistaken, that would have been a deep breathing F smash too. Yeah, that would have definitely broke the shield. But
Zamboni
gets out of that situation,
doing his absolute best to try and touch the stage,
and kind of
and he still hasn't.
I mean, unlike last game where it was kind of like, okay, Zamboni got that first stock and he kind of snowballed it. It's kind of like a static, kind of like, yeah, okay.
There's an ebb and flow to it.
Yeah,
Low profile is the dash attack by doing some push-ups.
Wii Fit hitboxes, dude. The craziest thing. You will never understand why they work. I don't. The craziest in this game probably
The hurt boxes of this are actually pretty damn nice. No, that move has like 5 different hurt
I
hitboxes.
literally spoke about hitboxes. That was an up tilt. Dude could have hit him in 3 different directions.
Yeah.
But kind of dodged from BaoBao. Got 2 frames on his first attempt to grab ledge. Managed to get back on stage, kind of avoid
flare dodge. One flare dodge.
Oh my God, just kind of point blank, just kind of, checking him right there, like you're not going to shield or anything, you're not going to hit me. That was a really big down smash, could have led to something more.
He seemed ready enough, didn't die from it, but...
Yeah, nothing really came of it, like, immediately.
I still think that there's a lot of mental damage being... As I'm saying, there's a lot of mental damage being done in this one situation.
And, Wolf down smash is so good of a move, sometimes you can afford to just kind of walk up to somebody and, like, just kind of check them. I mean... if they're not ready,
there's no reps, there's no rules. There's just the system itself.
But this, I certainly don't think Noah's out of the woods yet. Wii Fit's kind of got some crazy comeback potential with that deep breathing. It was already really, really good on release, and then over time they made it better.
Yep.
Don't necessarily understand the decision making, but hey,
it's an underused character. You want to increase utilization, make it stronger.
Yeah, man. I don't work for Nintendo. I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Wow. Hey, he's the competitor right now. Almost gets a roll read off of there, but...
And Noah's kind of just keeping his composure right here. Not really risking anything by doing anything too over-extensive.
Nothing too over the middle.
Yeah, just kind of
letting it come. It's very well paced. I mean, that's the thing. There's nothing scarier than a smash player on your last stop.
That deep breathing dash attack.
Well, yeah, there's nothing worse than a smash player on their last stock. So, great props to Zamboni keeping his composure, especially in a situation like this. But at the same time, that's all I was gonna say. At the same time, you don't want to ease up too much and give them too much space to breathe, because
absolutely not.
As we're saying,
a little bit of a rash decision as opposed to last time where he kind of just played beautiful, let it come to him. It could have been a lot worse. Should be grateful that he only got hit once for it.
He's trying to get the 2 frame with the F2. Whoa, a very respectful situation.
This is kind of getting a little tense.
There's. Wow.
Wii Fit?
Wow. Hey, I'm just saying that he did a great job of keeping it neck and neck, and now...
No, it's, I'm not... I don't even necessarily think you can attribute that to anything